Hey guys, I'm back with the second video of the video series on class 8 maths rational numbers, and in this video we are going to learn about the properties of rational numbers. Please watch the entire video so that you do not miss out on any of the topics. Let's get started. So let us now talk about some of the properties of rational numbers. Now you might ask that why do we need to learn about these properties? We will also get back to that a little later. So first let us look at the properties. These are the properties that we will consider: closure property, commutative property, associative property, distributive property. Now these properties are not only true for rational numbers, these properties exist also for integers and natural numbers and whole numbers. So these exist for them as well. And I am sure that you have studied about natural numbers, whole numbers and integers in your junior classes, so you already know about these properties for those numbers. Now we are going to talk about the same properties but for rational numbers. We will also learn how to find out reciprocal of a number, how to find out additive, inverse or negative of a number. So let's start one by one. So we will first start with closure property. Now the closure property says that, now again, the closure property exists for different operations. Like the closure property exists for addition of rational numbers, it exists for subtraction of rational numbers, multiplication as well as division of rational numbers. So as per the closure property for addition, it says that sum of two rational numbers is always a rational number. So if you have any two rational numbers, let's say A and B are two rational numbers, then the sum of A and B will always be a number which is again a rational number. So as per this, so therefore we say that rational numbers are closed under addition. Closed means they do not allow any other numbers to come in. So two rational numbers add to form a rational number again. So they remain closed within their group. So it is something like this. Let's say we say that the doors of your house are closed for people other than your friends. So that means if anybody else comes to your house, the doors will not open. They will not be allowed to enter. But if your friends come, they are allowed to enter. Right? So that means you are closed. So you are basically closed for a certain people. So once you have those people in place, you do not entertain anybody else. So the same thing is true here. These rational numbers, they are closed under addition. That means for addition property, they do not allow any other type of number to entertain. They just allow the rational numbers. So they add up to form only rational numbers. Similarly, when you talk about the difference, that is their subtraction, that is when you subtract two rational numbers, whatever you get is always a rational number again. So we say that rational numbers are closed under subtraction as well. When you talk about the product, that when you multiply two rational numbers, you again get a number which is also a rational number. So that means the rational numbers are closed under product. Division of two rational numbers may or may not be a rational number. That means A divided by B is equal to C. Now this C may or may not be rational. Therefore, we would say that rational numbers are not closed under division. So the best example that tells you that dividing two rational numbers may not be a rational number is whenever you divide any rational number by 0. Because 0 is also a rational number. But when you divide one rational number by 0, what do you get? You get something like not defined, because anything by 0 is not defined. So not defined is again not a rational number. So that is why we say that rational numbers are not closed under division. So let us now talk about each of these properties one by one. So first we will look at closure property of addition. So here let us take examples and then understand how this property holds true. So as per closure property, we say that sum of two rational numbers is always a rational number. So let us take examples of two rational numbers. Let's say we consider A as 3 by 5 and we consider B as 6 by 9, where A and B are two rational numbers. So the sum of A and B would be 3 by 5 plus 6 by 9 So this would be equal to 27 plus 30 divided by 45. So that's how we add such numbers. So this would come out to be 57 by 45. Now when you look at 57 by 45, is it a rational number? This is in the form of p by q, where p and q are integers and q is not equal to 0. So this is a rational number. And that is why we say that rational numbers are closed under addition. So we can say that a plus b is equal to c, where c is always a rational number. Now you can try this out taking any other example. You just take any two rational numbers, add them, you will always get a rational number. Similarly, let us look at the closure property of subtraction. So here again we take two rational numbers. Let's say we say a is equal to 3 by 5 and b is equal to 9 by 2. So now if you calculate the difference of the two, that is a minus b, so you get 3 by 5 minus 9 by 2, which is equal to 6 minus 45 divided by 10, which is minus 39 by 10. Now this minus 39 by 10, is it a rational number? Yes, because minus 39 is an integer, 10 is an integer, and 10 is not equal to 0. So this is again a rational number. Now not only this, even if you consider 0 as one of the rational numbers, because we saw that the division property doesn't work for 0. So do you think that the subtraction property would work for 0? So let's say that one rational number is a and the other rational number is b. The other rational number b is 0. So in that case, a minus 0 would be 3 by 5 minus 0, which will be equal to 3 by 5. And 3 by 5 again is a rational number. So that means the closure property works for 0 as well. Now let's look at the closure property of multiplication. So here again let us consider one rational number a as minus 6 by 9 and another rational number b as 1 by 3. So what would be a into b? So this would be minus 6 by 9 into 1 by 3. So this would come out to be minus 6 by 27. So when you look at it, minus 6 by 27, this is again a rational number. Now not only this example, you take any other example. For example, even if you consider 0. So let's say you have one rational number and the other number is 0. So in that case, it would be minus 6 by 9 into 0. And anything multiplied by 0 is always 0. So is 0 a rational number? Yes, because 0 is nothing but 0 by 1. And it satisfies the format of p by q. Therefore, 0 is a rational number. So the closure property of multiplication holds true for all rational numbers without any exception. Now let us come to the closure property of division, which doesn't hold true for all rational numbers. So let us first take an example where we take a is equal to 5 by 3 and b is equal to 1 by 2. So now we have to divide a by b. So that would be 5 by 3 divided by 1 by 2. So this will be equal to 5 by 3 into 2, which is equal to 10 by 3. So when you look at 10 by 3, this is in the form of p by q with q not equal to 0. So this is a rational number. But when you operate the same thing with 0, that is a divided by 0, so it becomes 5 by 3 divided by 0. And anything divided by 0 is not defined. And therefore, this is not rational. Now, since this doesn't hold true for 0, therefore we can say that rational numbers are not closed under division. So the closure property works fine for addition, subtraction and multiplication, but not for division. So let us now move on to the next property for rational numbers, and that is commutative property. Now what happens in commutative property? So in a similar way, we will look at commutative property for various operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. So when it comes to addition, addition is commutative. Now when we say addition is commutative, that means let's say you have two rational numbers a and b. So for these two rational numbers, if you add a plus b and if you add b plus a, both of these are equal. So even if you change the order of the rational numbers, their sum would remain the same. That is, a plus b would still be the same as b plus a. So that is called the commutative property. Now, will this commutative property hold true for subtraction? Not really. That means in subtraction, a minus b is not equal to b minus a. So in both these cases, you get different values. So we say that subtraction is not commutative. Similarly, when it comes to multiplication, again in multiplication, a multiplied by b is equal to b multiplied by a. So commutative property holds true for multiplication. What about division? So in division, again, it doesn't hold true. That is, a divided by b is not equal to b divided by a. So now here also in this case, we will take examples of rational numbers and we will prove that how addition and multiplication is commutative and why subtraction and division is not commutative. So let us start with commutative property for addition. So let's consider a rational number a. Let's consider 2 by 3. Let's consider another rational number 7 by 8 as b. So let us calculate a plus b. So a plus b would be 2 by 3 plus 7 by 8. So this would come out to be 16 plus 21 divided by 24, which is 37 by 24. Now let us calculate b plus a. So b plus a would be 7 by 8 plus 2 by 3. So this would be 21 plus 16 divided by 24, which would be equal to 37 by 24. So what do we see? We see a plus b and b plus a. Both are same. Therefore, we can say a plus b is equal to b plus a. So addition is commutative for rational numbers. Let's do the same thing for subtraction. So here again we consider a is equal to 2 by 3 and b is equal to 7 by 8. So let's calculate a minus b. That would be 2 by 3 minus 7 by 8, which would be 16 minus 21 divided by 24, which would be minus 5 by 24. Now what would come if we calculate b minus a? That would be 7 by 8 minus 2 by 3, which would be equal to 21 minus 16 divided by 24, which is 5 by 24. Now when you see a minus b is minus 5 by 24, whereas b minus a is plus 5 by 24. So they are different because plus 5 and minus 5 are two different integers. So these are different values. Therefore, we would say that a minus b is not equal to b minus a. So subtraction is not commutative for rational numbers. Let's now look at the multiplication. So here again, let's consider one rational number a as 2 by 3, another rational number b as minus 7 by 8. So if you calculate a into b, this would be 2 by 3 multiplied by minus 7 by 8, which would be minus 14 by 24, which can also be written as minus 7 by 12. Now let's calculate b multiplied by a. That would be minus 7 by 8 into 2 by 3, which would be minus 14 by 24 or minus 7 by 12. So here you see again you get the same values, which clearly says that a into b is equal to b into a. So multiplication is again commutative for rational numbers. Now let's talk about division. Division is again going to be interesting because this is again not going to be hold true. So a is 2 by 3, b is, let's say, 7 by 8. So in this case, a divided by b, that would be 2 by 3 divided by 7 by 8, which will come out to be 2 by 3 into 8 by 7. So this comes out to be 16 by 21. Now we will calculate b divided by a, which would be 7 by 8 divided by 2 by 3, which is equal to 7 by 8 into 3 by 2, which is 21 by 16. So here you see a divided by b is 16 by 21 and b divided by a is 21 by 16, which are two different values because the numerator and the denominator got exchanged. So they are like different values. They are not the same thing. So therefore we would say that a divided by b is not equal to b divided by a. Let us now talk about the third property, that is the associative property for rational numbers. Now again, associative property, when it comes to addition, addition is associative. Now what exactly is associative property? So this property takes into consideration three different rational numbers. So let's say we have three rational numbers A, B, C. So as per associative property, it tells that A plus B plus C is equal to A plus B plus C. So basically what we have done is, when we have to add three rational numbers, so even if we change the order of how we are adding it, that is, we add the first two and then add the sum to the third, or we add the second and third and then add the sum to the first. So whichever order we add them, the sum would remain the same. So that's what it tries to say. So addition is associative, but when it comes to subtraction, it is not associative. That is, A minus B minus C is not equal to A minus B minus C. So this is not equal, because when you subtract rational numbers, they are not, like as we saw, they are not even commutative. So basically the value changes the moment you change the order. When it comes to multiplication, again it is associative, that is, A multiplied by B into C is equal to A multiplied by B multiplied by C. So changing the order remains, it keeps the product same. Division, A divided by B divided by C is not equal to A divided by B divided by C. So this also we see that only addition and multiplication are associative, others are not. So again, we will prove the same things taking examples of rational numbers. So first, let's start with the associative property for addition. So let's consider one rational number A as 1 by 5. Let's consider B as minus 2 by 7. And let's consider C as 3 by 5. So considering these three rational numbers, let us first calculate A plus B plus C. So this comes out to be 1 by 5 minus 2 by 7 plus 3 by 5. Now why this is minus? Because this is plus of minus 2 by 7. So plus minus is minus. So that's why minus 2 by 7. So this will come out to be 7 minus 10 divided by 35 plus 3 by 5. So this comes out to be minus 3 by 35 plus 3 by 5. And this comes out to be 18 by 35. So this is the value that we get for A plus B plus C. Now let us try to calculate A plus B plus C. So this comes out to be 1 by 5 plus minus 2 by 7 plus 3 by 5. So this comes out to be 1 by 5 plus minus 10 plus 21 divided by 35. So this is equal to 1 by 5 plus 11 by 35. So this comes out to be 18 by 35 again. So if you compare these two values, what do we see? We see that A plus B plus C is equal to A plus B plus C. So we see that the associative property holds true for addition of rational numbers. Let's look at the associative property for subtraction. So here again we consider three rational numbers as 1 by 5, minus 2 by 7 and 3 by 5. Now when we will first calculate A minus B minus C. So this would be 1 by 5 minus 2 by 7 minus 3 by 5. So this would be equal to 1 by 5 plus 2 by 7 minus 3 by 5. This comes out to be 17 by 35 minus 3 by 5, which is equal to 17 minus 21 divided by 35, and this is equal to minus 4 by 35. So this is the value that we get. Now in a similar way, if we calculate A minus B minus C, we find 1 by 5 minus 2 by 7 minus 3 by 5. So this comes out to be 1 by 5 minus 10 minus 21 divided by 35, and this comes out to be 1 by 5 plus 31 by 35. This is equal to 38 by 35. So now you compare the two values. Are they equal? They are not. So therefore we conclude that A minus B minus C is not equal to A minus B minus C. So the the associative property doesn't hold true for subtraction of rational numbers. Let's talk about multiplication. So for this also we'll consider three rational numbers as 1 by 5, minus 2 by 7 and 3 by 5. So first we will calculate A multiplied by B multiplied by C. So that is 1 by 5 into minus 2 by 7 into 3 by 5. So this comes out to be 1 by 5 into minus 6 by 35. So this is equal to minus 6 by 175. So now let us calculate A into B into C, which is equal to 1 by 5 into minus 2 by 7. This multiplied by 3 by 5. So this is equal to minus 2 by 35 into 3 by 5. So this is equal to minus 6 by 175. So compare the two values and they are equal. Therefore, we can say that A into B into C is equal to A into B into C. So we will now look at the associative property for division. So for division again, B is considered as 1 by 5, B is minus 2 by 7 and C is 3 by 5. So considering the three values, we will again calculate A divided by B divided by C, which is equal to 1 by 5 divided by minus 2 by 7 divided by 3 by 5. So this can be written as 1 by 5 divided by, this would be minus 2 by 7 divided by 3 by 5. So this would be equal to minus 2 by 7 into 5 by 3. So this comes out to be 1 by 5 divided by 10 minus 10 by 21, or this is equal to 1 by 5 into 21 by minus 10. So this is how we divide, right? So this comes out to be 21 by minus 50. Now again in a similar way, let us try to calculate the other value. So we have made some space here. So let us calculate A divided by B divided by C. So this would be 1 by 5 divided by minus 2 by 7. This divided by 3 by 5. So this comes out to be 1 by 5 into 7 by minus 2. This divided by 3 by 5. So this comes out to be 7 by minus 10 into 5 by 3. So this comes out to be 35 divided by minus 30. Or we can write it as 7, this is 6, so this can be written as 7 by minus 6. So if you compare the two values, they are not equal. So we can say that associative property doesn't hold true for division. So this is how we have looked at three properties, that is closure property, commutative property and associative property. And we saw that some of them are true for addition, some of them are true for subtraction, some for multiplication and some for division. So now we are going to talk about the fourth property, that is the distributive property for rational numbers. Now what is this distributive property? So this distributive property is little different than the previous properties. So here we have two different operations happening together, that is we have multiplication, we have addition. Now this distributive property of multiplication over addition. So what do we mean by that? This means that if we have three rational numbers A, B and C, then A multiplied by B plus C. So if A multiplied by B plus C is there, so this can be written as A multiplied by B plus A multiplied by C. So this is called the distributive property of multiplication over addition, because over addition you are multiplying. So that's why it is multiplication over addition, and this relation will hold true for all rational numbers. Similarly, the distributive property of multiplication over subtraction also holds true. That is, if you have a into b minus c, this can be written as a into b minus a into c. So this also holds true. Now, does that mean that the multiplication or that the division would also hold true over addition or subtraction? So that will not hold true. So basically, if you have a divided by b plus c, so that will not be equal to a divided by b plus a divided by c. So this distributive property basically talks about multiplication over addition and multiplication over subtraction. So let us prove the two. So let us first prove distributive property of multiplication over addition. So here again, let us consider three rational numbers. We have considered a as 3 by 8, b as minus 2 by 5 and c as 6 by 7. So these are the three rational numbers. So let us first calculate a into b plus c. So this would be equal to 3 by 8 into b, that is minus 2 by 5 plus 6 by 7. So this would be equal to 3 by 8 into minus 14 plus 30 divided by 35. So this would be equal to 3 by 8 into 16 divided by 35. So 8 to the 16. So this would be equal to 6 by 35. Now let us try to calculate the other hand side, that is a into b plus a into c. So let us calculate this value. So this would come out to be 3 by 8 into minus 2 by 5 plus 3 by 8 into 6 by 7. So we get minus 6 by 40 plus 18 by 56. Now when you calculate them further, 6 by 40 can be written as minus 3 by 20. Similarly, 18 by 56 can be written as 9 by 28. So this will come out 24 by 140 by taking the LCM, and this comes out to be minus 6 by 35. So what do we see? The two values are equal. Therefore, we can say that a into b plus c is equal to ab plus ac. So this is the distributive property of multiplication over addition. Now, in a similar way, we can also prove the same for distributive property of multiplication over subtraction. So for that, again, let us take a is equal to 3 by 8, b is equal to minus 2 by 5 and c is equal to 6 by 7. So here a into b minus c, this can be written as 3 by 8 into minus 2 by 5 minus 6 by 7. So this can be written as 3 by 8 into minus 14 minus 30 divided by 35, and this value comes out to be 3 by 8 into minus 44 by 35. So this comes out to be minus 33 by 70. So let us calculate the value of a into b minus a into c. So this would be 3 by 8 into minus 2 by 5 minus 3 by 8 into 6 by 7. So this value comes out to be 6 divided by 40 minus 18 divided by 56. So this comes out to be minus 3 divided by 20, because 2 3s is 6, 2 into 20 is 40. This minus 9 divided by 28, because 2 9s are 18 and 2 into 28 is 56. So that's how we get this, and this comes out to be minus 33 by 70 again. So here also both the sides are equal. So we can say a into b minus c is equal to a into b minus a into c. Now, as I said that this distributive property holds true only for multiplication and not for division. So let's try to prove that as well. So here again, in a similar way, we will take a is equal to 3 by 8, b is equal to minus 2 by 5 and c is equal to 6 by 7. So in this case, when we try to calculate a divided by b plus c, we get 3 by 8 divided by minus 2 by 5 plus 6 by 7. So how much do we get? We get 3 by 8 divided by minus 16 by 35. So this is equal to 3 by 8 into 35 divided by minus 16. So this comes out to be minus 105 divided by 128. Now in a similar way, I think you will yourself be able to calculate this. A divided by B plus A divided by C. So try to do this calculation yourself, and the value that you would get would be different from this value, and therefore you would be able to prove that A divided by B plus C is not equal to A divided by B plus A divided by C. In fact, to be more precise, this calculation would come out to be something like minus 1 by 2. So just do it yourself for practice, and you will see that the two values are not equal.
I hope you found the video useful. In the next video, our agenda would be to learn about reciprocal of rational numbers and additive inverse of rational numbers. Curious to know what are they? Stay tuned for the next video.